Hello again, you extraordinary subscribers. Welcome back, everybody, to the Hemingway Land YouTube channel. Before we get started, guys, do want to address, last week we did not have a new video here on the channel, no weekly preview of properties, though we did have new properties, which many of you saw in the email blast. In case you're wondering, Hemingway, why no video last week? Well, as I had remarked in the video from 2 weeks ago, new properties going live next week. We're not sure what, because we're still waiting on people to accept our money. And that's my haha funny way of saying that, we wired money to a title company, we signed a bunch of documents, and now all the seller has to do to get their money is sign like one document. One document. It shouldn't take, realistically, longer than a day, 2 days. Certainly shouldn't take a week, and it certainly should not take 4 weeks. But that's where we are with a number of properties. And this happens every calendar year. We have 1 or 2 or 3 sellers like this, but we don't have them all at one time. And for the record, guys, I don't like to order photos and drone video of a property until I know that we own it, because I have enough things fall out right at the last minute. But I order the photos, I order the various drone videos for these properties, because generally there's like 27 delays on photos before anything gets photographed, weather meaning. And so I ordered all these photos, and properties actually got photographed, and the sellers still had not accepted the money. So literally 4 weeks, a little bit longer, has gone by on 3 of these properties. And of course, and I should know better by now, there's 2 of these situations are like a divorced couple. So somebody doesn't want somebody else to get money. That's one of the reasons. So, And then we've got one guy who's selling his property. He lives in rural Alaska. As opposed to metropolitan Alaska, I suppose. And he, I guess, checks his email, and his voicemails once a week. So he is taking his sweet loving time. And by the way, guys, little advice here on life, okay? If somebody wants to pay you multiple $1,000s for something that you don't need, don't care about, and haven't seen in a decade, maybe just take the money. And don't be like, I gotta pick up my dry cleaning this week. I'll get around to it next week. Blah, blah, blah. So that's all my way of saying that I did not want to do a video last week where essentially I just say everything I just said about how, oh, so sorry, we don't have any new properties this week, so here's some more parcels in Taos County. The Taos and Socorro properties, guys, by the way, are meant to be like in addition to, all these great properties we have here, here, and here. And there are so many weeks where I can't schedule anything beyond that. And so it's supposed to be used as filler. So I don't want to use it every week as the go-to, and yet there are many weeks where it is. So anyway, all my way of saying my apologies. We're working on things, but finally, this week, we have one of those properties going live that I had hoped would go live last week, because it's a really good one, guys. It's a really good one. You're going to like it. Anyway, we'll get to that in just a minute. With all that said, special thanks to all our valued customers. So it's been a while, it's been a hot minute since we have done this, people, but we're going back basically to the start of the month. These are basically all the sales from the month of May. So here we go. Starting off in Nevada, more specifically Elko County, sold a property up there to returning customer Veronica. This becomes the second property that she has purchased from us out there in the last 30 days. So special thanks to her, one of my new favorite people. One of my other new favorite people can be found buying land from us in Arizona, more specifically Yavapai County. Elena picked up not one, but both of the new properties that we listed at the start of the month. It should be noted, guys, as you will recall from that week's video, I mentioned that those were 2 properties that we had specifically kept off the website for about 9 months, things we owned and weren't listing because 1, busy, 2, lazy. But finally, when we listed them, Elena purchased both. So that was a pleasant surprise. Special thanks to her. And reminder, guys, we still have 3 lots out there in Bridge Canyon Country Estates for sale on the site. If you missed those, 3 more opportunities still active. Moving on to New Mexico, sold one of the new properties in San Pedro Estates in Sandoval County to returning customer Juan. Juan really is one of the Hemingway Land all-stars, and one of these guys who watches the videos, subscribes to the email blast, and swoops in and scoops up all the best properties when they go live immediately that Friday morning. He did it again. He did it in Sandoval County with that really good cul-de-sac lot that we had out there at the end of the subdivision with power, underground utilities, all those nice home sites right nearby, etc., etc. So congrats Congrats to Juan. Special thanks to Juan. In Valencia County over the past month, sold some land to Dion, Caden, and Rosalinda, George, and Seth, but not one, not two, not three, but cuatro properties from us out there in Rio Grande State. Special thanks to those people. And in Taos County, sold some land to Casey, Brennan, Stephanie, Ona, Tony bought 2, Vivian bought 2, and returning customers Karen, Dana, and Daniel all bought 1. So special thanks to all of those magnificent people. And finally, guys, in Socorro County this past month, we didn't have many properties out there, but the ones we did have sold quickly. Martin and Julie, the Hemingway Land All-Stars, picked up one of the 1-acre lots out there, and Bradine and Desiree, as well as Angelina, bought those 2 properties that we had in Rancho de Bernardo, which we had surveyed and staked. By the way, guys, this brings up the topic. This was an experiment of getting a property surveyed and staked, seeing if you guys are interested in, seeing how well it performs, how quickly it sells, so on and so forth. Those sold in under 30 days. And of course, they were more expensive than what we would normally list properties of that size in that region for, simply because we did have them surveyed. So it says to me, in this little sample that we did, that there is some demand out there for this. Leave a comment here on the YouTube, guys, if that is actually something that you're interested in, because it is something that I plan to experiment more with in the future. Whatever the case, special thanks to all of our Socorro buyers, as well as all of our other buyers over this past month. And with all of that said, guys, let's get to this week's new property. All right, people, we have cleared the boards this weekend. We have only one new property going live because this new one is, technical real estate term, a doozy. This one's a doozy, people. More accurately, however, this is one of my white whale properties. This is one I have been chasing for a while. Now, much like many weeks in the past, this new property is located in Socorro County, more specifically Rio Grande Estates. And while we have purchased hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of properties in this region, we have never before had one like this. And what makes this one so special, you ask? Well, to answer that question, I will first direct your attention to the plat map. And I know many of you are thinking, oh my God, Hemingway, I'm already asleep. Just get to the property. I know, guys, but this will be informative, I promise. So, here we have the plat of Rio Grande Estates, which occupies all the land down here just south of Highway 60, all the way north to the Valencia County line. And in between, you will find hundreds, literally thousands, of 1-acre properties. As you all know, this subdivision was divided almost exclusively into 1-acre lots. And I say almost because there are 19 units of land in Rio Grande Estates, units 1 to 16, and then, for some reason, units 31, 32, and 33. Why they number it like that, I have no idea. But those last 3 units were chopped up into parcels larger than 1 acre. Most are 5-acre lots, there are a few 10s, and in the entire couple thousand acres that make up this subdivision, there are fewer than 10 parcels, which are larger than 10 acres in size. And today, we have one of those properties. Ba-boom! Check this out, people. 15.67 acres priced at a more than respectable $25,000. Now, before we get to the property, people, let me delay the reveal just a little bit longer and lean on the drone footage here while I monologue further on just one more point. As I have covered in previous videos, it is incredibly difficult to find adjacent lots in this subdivision. There are a number of reasons for this, but let's just take the most obvious one. A lot of dead people own land out here. A lot of dead people whose families have neither the time nor the inclination for probate. And because of that, while you may be able to find 2 adjacent lots, it is rare, it is exceptional to find more than that. We have been buying out here for so long, however, we have our feelers out in all the places we need to have them to be able to get properties and recombine lots that we have managed, on occasion, to list a 3-acre property, a 4-acre property. We even managed to get 10 adjacent 1-acre lots one time. The diligent efforts of Hemingway Land aside, however, you would be hard-pressed to find, acquire, and recombine this many lots. But what is even harder than that, because it's basically non-existent, is to get a property in this subdivision that is this size. And what you'll see is even better as we go to the property photos is that the size is not its only attribute, but rather one of many great features. So, without further ado, let's go to the map. All right, so first off, this one is a corner lot, a big corner lot with road frontage along both the western and southern boundaries, as you can see here in the drone overlays. And what are the road conditions like in this part of the sub? Well, quite good, as you'll see here in this photo. And why are they so good? Because this property sits in the northern part of the subdivision just outside Vacant. And this is all my way of saying that where there is a town, there is development nearby, nice neighboring homes, family farms. More to the point, however, there are also paved roads, power line, underground utilities, and all of them, inching further and further south through the Rio Grande Estate subdivision as more people develop land out here. In addition, guys, because the property is located up here in the northern part of the sub, it means you've also got easy access from Vacant, meaning you will not have to drive all the way down to the 60 and then backtrack your way north, nay, but rather come in here off San Lorenzo, little zip and a zoom, and you're out at the property. Now, as we go to the photos, you will see that like most of the land in Rio Grande Estates, this parcel is nice and flat, so easy to develop, easy to start building on. In addition, while there are home sites relatively close by, the nearest residential power lines are still about a half-mile away. Now, in most cases, I would say that's not terribly close, but my guess is if you've got the disposable cash to buy and develop a property like this, getting the power company to run some poles a half-mile is likely not outside your means. In addition, guys, because this property is in the northern part of the sub, you will find some fencing along the northern boundary, separating this parcel from the privately owned lots to the north. And to be clear, guys, that's not government land. It is privately owned. So in theory, it may be developed in the future, but it's been sitting empty for a long time. So my guess is the views you purchase today will remain intact for the foreseeable future. Finally, people, let's not bury the headline, as we have covered in countless videos. The major benefit of this region and most of the subs in Socorro County is that they are not subject to zoning regulations because Socorro County doesn't have any. In addition, the Rio Grande Estate subdivision has no HOA, no annual dues, no covenants, no restrictions, no time limits on building, so on and so forth. And when we are selling 1-acre lots, those are very appealing things to people who want to build a tiny home or use the property for seasonal RV use or whatever. But when you've got 15.67 acres in a region like this, it opens up the possible uses exponentially, such as barn dominiums, such as agricultural operations, such as larger container homes, such as underground bunkers, or perhaps the property can be used for growing marijuana. Now, to be clear, guys, on that last point, I am a little out of my depth on that because I'm sure there's 8 million statewide regulations about such a thing. So you're going to want to consult an attorney who specializes in that. But with everything I have ever seen, the land usually needs to be pretty big and pretty far from other homes, schools, and churches. So check, and check. Point being, this one may be ideal for that, and I would be shocked if it were not. Or let's just go with the simplest money-making strategy, subdivide the thing, 3 5-acre parcels, survey and stake them, get them graded, mark them up, and you'll make some good money on that. The possibilities are really limited only by your own imagination with a lot like this. With all that said, going live on the website next week, we will be back with another one of my unicorn rare properties. Not quite as rare as the one I just showed you, but another type of lot that I have been chasing for a while. In addition, guys, if a divorced couple who hate each other's breathing guts can come together one last time to make some money, we may have some more new lots in a brand new subdivision. Fingers crossed, guys. I would also expect some more small dollar properties not located in Taos County. Yes, there are others. And finally, before I wrap up here, in case you guys think I forgot, today is National Donut Day, so go ahead and treat yourself this weekend, guys. And if you happen to be in Vegas ever, or specifically this weekend, cough, cough, Karina, my recommendation, Purple Potato at Flamingo and Jones, and their amazing Pulveron Donuts. I swear, guys, it's a softball-sized donut full of delicious goo. Strawberry and cocoa nut are my favorites, but they also make a great leche flan, an ube, a salted yemo, which is to die for. That's like a caramel. And calamansi, which is like a Tagalog word for lemon, I guess. I don't know. Point being, guys, they are amazing, and I would challenge you to eat only 12. With all that said, have a great weekend, everyone. We will see you back here in next week's video.